Hello and welcome to today's episode of Pass the Cheese, Please. We have with us Daniel and Katie. Hi!
Hello.
Hello.
This is a fun new experiment. This is my first couple.
Ooh.
This is going to be couples therapy, right?
I will never take away from Naomi and her husband, but I mean, yeah, if you want to do that, we totally can. I'm an informal therapist, self-licensed like Dr. Phil.
Who's Naomi?
Naomi Ekperigan and her husband, Andy, they do a podcast called Couples Therapy.
Oh, you were referencing something you didn't even know.
I had no idea.
She's super funny, highly recommend. She was on Two Dope Queens. That's how a lot of people know her, but she's been a stand-up comedian for a really long time. She is truly hilarious. She will do these stories on Schminstagram where she chronicles her day in quarantine. Like, you know, not every single day, but I mean, she talks a whole lot about her going to the grocery store, and it's great. And just, she's a true delight.
Kind of sounds like your group of friends in your live vlogs, as you call them.
Yeah, I have like a group chat, and we also have there's 6 of us, and then we also have spin-off chats because, you know, some people want to talk about this and some people aren't interested. So we have like multiples, and then we also have a Snapchat group.
Okay.
And it used to just be pictures, and now it's devolved into like just vlogging about anything because we're like, this is faster than typing, and it's something.
I appreciate that you and your friends are polite and you have like the separate side chats, because nothing sucks more when your friends are going to hang out and you can't come and you like see them making plans, or two people are talking about something that you're like, nobody cares about this. Please move it off. Like, go to your own one. So good for you all. I'm very impressed.
I learned yesterday there's a subgroup that's just people who use TikTok in her group of friends.
Oh,
which
yes.
You're not in because you don't talk nor take.
I don't want to watch anything. I don't.
And yet you vlog.
I don't. You know, I said at the beginning of the vlogging, this isn't for me, but ultimately there's no way around it. You know, I just got to do it. So.
Look, you know, we're all just trying to make it through the day, and it's good for you to set your boundaries because, you know, it's important for you to know yourself.
There's also a Trader Joe's side chat.
What about Trader Joe's?
Well, it's for people that go to Trader Joe's to recommend or not recommend things that they got at Trader Joe's for each other.
Well,
to say, I got this, it's delicious.
I got this, it's bad.
Exactly.
I will say, because this ties in it nicely. I'm on Schmick, and I was on last night, and somebody posted something about how they think that Trader Joe's is alien made. Like things that they make, like products that you get at there, and like the packaging, you're like, what? That is weird. Like if you look at it for an extra 10 seconds after you normally would, and you like really process, you're like, it is really weird that they have pumpkin salsa chips and pumpkin salsa that you use the pumpkin salsa chips in. Like just all this stuff that's just like, that is kind of weird. So I don't know.
The first time I went there, something that blew my mind for no real reason, because it's not that interesting, was that they sell bananas and they price them individually. Everywhere else, it's like by weight, but for some reason, they're like 19 cents each.
I know,
and that makes more sense. Oh, please.
So I can't remember if it was like the owner or some person who's in charge was shopping, and they noticed that there was an older woman who was going, like looking at the bananas, but ultimately didn't end up buying them. And so we asked her about it, and she said, I might not live to the end of the banana or like, you know, to eat all of it basically. Yeah. And so that's when they started selling them individually. So.
Okay. I don't quite see it, but good for Shader or whatever the alternate choice that you use. Drader?
I tried to do Drader Toes.
Well,
I guess it'd be Toes.
Toes? Oh, I see. You're flipping it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sometimes,
for schmick-schmack, it doesn't really work.
yeah, because it's the same letter.
You know, there's one place I've seen bananas by the each.
Oh, yeah. Wargets.
Warget. Well, not just Warget. It's the bar stucks inside of the Warget.
Oh, yeah. Bar stuck inside of Warduck.
But the thing was, they had a bin on the counter, and the tag said bananas by the each, which I just thought was fun because who says bananas by the each?
Yeah.
And it had a price, but then inside of the basket was apples.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not bananas.
No, it's not.
It's not.
We
even...
don't know. Were the apples by the each?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Normally apples are by the each, though. Typically apples.
Sometimes.
Oh my
But it's
God.
typically like by the pound. You could buy them by the each, but you're still paying by the pound.
Right. I guess I'm thinking of like individually, like you have they are pre-separated, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I the image of apples on a grapevine just kind of came into my head, and that seemed really fun. But it also
A bunch of apples.
Yeah, like you just pick up a vine of apples and it's so heavy.
So instead of grocery stores, they just have them on branches.
Like Brussels.
Yeah. Finding out how Brussels sprouts, I feel like finding out how all fruits and vegetables are grown is truly mind-blowing. Maybe that's
Have you seen cashews?
I don't
You got to look up cashews.
okay.
Tell me about cashews.
They I don't even want to tell you. They look like they're wearing little hats.
Oh.
Like acorns?
Kind of like an acorn, but they're cuter. And then it's like the curly part, and then it's got a hat, so it looks like a witch or something, or like a grumpy man.
Ooh, I like this. I like
Yeah.
witchery foods. Maybe growing foods is the real alien experiment and the real proof of aliens, because like asparagus is just like chunky grass. Artichokes also.
Artichokes are crazy. That's all I was gonna say.
To see an artichoke plant and be like, I want to eat what's inside of that. Just like, what?
Yeah, no part of it screams like, eat me, I'm delicious.
Yeah. I also I don't know. I truly just the first person to do all of these things is like so wild. And then like mushrooms, how some of them kill you, and then some of them, make you hallucinate, and some of them are good for you. And just like how people decide to do certain things, like who took a butternut squash and was like, oh, this is impossible to eat. Let's cook it. And then it's better. Like, I don't know. Actually, maybe that one kind of makes the most sense. Never mind. But
The one of those that stuck with me is actually a comedian did a bit on it maybe 20 years ago that I can't even recall who it was, but eggs. Because an egg fell out of a chicken and someone's like, yo, let's eat that thing. But not wait for it to become a chicken. That's insane.
Yeah. That's truly the wild thing. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on from food talk. Thanks for joining us today's segment of food talk. But we can move on to one of my segments, which is called Pass the Cheese, where I compliment the guest. And so this is a little bit of a challenge because not only are you my first couple, but Daniel's been here before, so I have to come up with another nice thing to say about him.
That's hard.
It's not too hard, but it has to be done.
And as a pair, we're insufferable, so we can't have one together.
What?
I called us insufferable, so we'd be impossible to compliment as a unit.
Yeah, but I don't understand why you called each other and you called yourself insufferable.
Oh, I don't know. Self-deprecation's fun for me.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just gonna choose.
I mean, I think especially now, we literally spend every moment together.
Mm-hmm.
We are just one walking household meme.
Okay.
So nobody understands anything we say, and we don't know how to interact with people anymore.
Interacting with people these days is so hard. Especially, I would say the most difficult is the casual interaction. The one that you're not going to be there for 2 hours. The one that you can't tell you you do something weird to your friend and then you're like, that was weird the way I said that. I'm sorry. I'm processing this thing because I've been sitting by myself for 6 months and I can only think with my feelings. But like going to a cashier and responding to them in an awkward way, you can't tell them like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about something problematic I did in 3rd grade, and then just like open your wound and be like, here, this is who I am. Like, you can't do that.
Sorry, but we stepped on your passing the cheese.
I also didn't know if you were going to keep talking after I said that.
I mean, I can relate to those awkward interactions. Might have been brief, but I think the most awkward in this time I've had is like, the typical, all right, when you think they're going to say something and you are ready to respond to it and you respond to the wrong thing. So like they say, all right, see you next time. You say, I'll see you next time too, buddy. And that's not what they wanted you to say or you wanted to say. And then you leave and never go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do you want plastic and you too? Ugh,
yeah. Enjoy the movie. Thanks. You too.
Yeah. Much better example. Cut out the middle part.
Have a great flight. You too. Yeah. Well, okay. So Daniel. Well, actually, let's start with Katie, because this is a little bit more of a challenge for me. Because Katie, our relationship is mostly through Daniel. Like, we exist, but like most communication happens through Daniel.
Yes.
Why did I say Daniel's name 4 times in a row? Gosh. I'm glad that we talked about it.
It's like Beetlejuice.
He's already here. Does he disappear if you say his name? Oh. Well, I obviously haven't said it enough times because he's still here. Well, first off,
it's a slow disappearance.
I love your shirt. Big fan of the cats. But something that I really admire about you is you are just so unabashedly like, this is who I am. I'm not afraid of it or anyone. And you're just like so confident and so bold. And I think it's great. I love it so much. And it like anytime anything like if Daniel posts something on social media and like you're somehow involved, I'm like, man, she's great. Good job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So keep it up. Keep doing it. You have one fan, even if it's mostly through Daniel. And I also like anytime Daniel says that you like something, that's like a true badge of honor. Because I'm like, I hardly even know this person and she likes this. Yes. Because it is like it's a badge of honor whenever you recommend something to a friend and they like it. But then when it's like somebody who, because you know that person, but then it's when it's like somebody who's adjacent and you assume that there's some similarities because obviously you two are married, so you kind of like each other at least a little bit. But yeah, so thank you for keep liking things that I send. I don't know. Such a weird.
Will do.
I guess as long as I keep sending good things. That's don't just like it just because I sent it, because don't flatter me that much. I don't need it.
I took a turn.
I thought this whole segment was flattery.
Well, but not me flattery, you flattery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Daniel, for you, I appreciate that, like, kind of how we just talked about, how like we're all weird right now. And I've always been a weird person. And I always like have flirted with what is this socially acceptable and like what is comfortable for some people. But I never feel that you judge me for that. And I really appreciate it. And I think that I can throw something down and you can match it. And so thank you for that.
I thank you for that compliment that you get weird and I get weirder.
Like you're just like, yeah, that's fine. Who cares? Like,
cool.
Yeah, I love capybaras in a bat. Who wouldn't? Like, that's not weird at all.
They're adorable.
Anyway, no, thank you. I've been holding on to that cracker with cheese and raspberry for a while, so it was starting to get really smushy, so I had to eat it.
Understood.
Yeah. Well, now we can move on to my next segment. What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh. We can move on to my next segment called Whine About It. Is there anything in particular that you would like to whine about?
For your knowledge, I don't know if you watched my episode, but I think I whined about the cats last time.
Well, I did watch it.
Okay, so I don't know if cats are still on the table because ours are still awful. But,
They're perfect angels. This is rude.
Will not stand here for this cat slander.
They're kind of monsters. It's fine.
I got something. It's
Okay.
more of a weird kind of overseen situation than well, I guess complaint would, because it was bad. So the other day I was getting in my car and I hear this like banging noise, and I'm pretty sure it's my apartment manager's child with like a big cardboard tube that you might ship a poster in or something, and he's got on the ground, and I think he's hit on the ground, which adolescent boy, that's what you do, right? Instead of anything else. But in his other hand, he has a hatchet. Go ahead.
I was gonna say banging a cardboard tube is not gender specific, because I definitely did that as a child because it makes a great noise.
Fair. My apologies, yes. But see, it wasn't even like reverberating in a fun way. It was just like kind of a dull thud. So if there was any sort of audio aesthetic to it, awesome. But nope, just dead sound. But then in his other hand, he had a hatchet, and that the banging sound is actually hitting the hatchet on the tube, trying to cut it like it was wood, maybe. And this is what he was doing for fun. And then he saw me seeing him do this and quickly tossed the tube into the recycling and ran, also a mistake, with his hatchet back home. So my complaint would be, don't hatchet cardboard in the parking lot. But it made me uncomfortable because the youth and their hatchets these days.
Yeah, there's obviously a hatchet within your vicinity, and that's always.
And we're not allowed to. Well, we don't have chimneys or fireplaces or any reason really to have a hatchet, but chopping up.
I would say there's lots of reasons to have hatchets.
Let's say top 5.
Yeah, I'm curious as well.
All right, let's do 3.
1.
Okay.
Cutting cardboard tubes. Clearly, that worked.
That's a given, though.
Crafts, arts and crafts.
Are you referring to painting the hatchet itself?
Well, you could, but there's lots of things. You could bedazzle the hatchet,
That
you
still
could
counts as one.
use the hatchet to cut art and craft.
Okay. Similar to a
And
cardboard tube.
mhm.
Okay.
So cutting things are cutting things. I admit hatchets are kind of a single-use tool, but
Yeah.
Well, what if you have something else you need to cut?
Ruby, what are you mad about?
Well, here's what I'll whine about. And because I think I always have something to complain about. That's just my personality. But going off of what you were saying, I'm going to complain about recycling. And not recycling. Recycling is great.
Just burn all the trash.
Love it. Love to recycle. No. My complaint is people and recycling cans, because we live in a complex. It's not a big complex. And we have 2 like trash can size recycling cans for paper and 2 for containers.
Okay.
And the container ones are fine. It's the paper ones that people are like, oh yes, this giant box just goes in the can. We don't break things down. Now nothing else can fit in this can. There is a single box in it. And I know exactly who put it in there because your address is on it.
Or they think they're like cutting corners and they'll take a full box full of like plastic containers and put it in the paper bin. Because, cardboard box goes in paper. Duh.
So
back the system.
I don't have, my recycling is different than yours, but I will save my boxes to use as recycling receptacles. But then it just becomes like because what fits in a box nicely? Like after a while, you're like, it's just filled with like weird, awkward things. And so you have to like carry it over and like toss it in the dumpster, and hope it all makes it in. But then you also just like accumulate like a stack of boxes and you just feel weird.
You ever make forts for your cat to play in? Or you and your cat?
I have in the past. I have not in a while, but most boxes I do leave out for at least a week so she can play in them.
Got it.
But she's just like not a super playful cat. And so she'll kind of just like get over it and then, move on. She does have one box that she has had for a while and she's a big fan of. It like scratches or like she can scratch up stuff. And I think she really loves that, but yeah. Welcome to box.
We do the same for our cats, of course, but with groceries earlier, recycling, not boxes.
Yeah.
Produce. Yeah, Geezer will play in a box, but mostly she gets bored of it and starts chewing on it and tearing it off whenever she's hungry, which then leaves a mess. But Dennis will like just sort of sit in it and be adorable. She sits in it, looks at you just up at the right angle, and just she's the worst. She's the best.
She's so cute. It was her birthday yesterday.
It was. We had a birthday party for a cat, sort of.
Oh my gosh. Wow. She's 5?
Yeah.
Grew up so fast.
Like, I think I liked that on social media. You guys
Yeah.
saw I liked it? Or is this this is the time where you find out that I really, I love all animals except for your cat. Oh God. That's not true. That's not true, I promise.
It's awkward, but understandable.
There's a lot of cats out there.
I love Dennis. I love Geezer. I love anytime you send me a little snap of them or something. It's always fun. It's a joy. True joy. I had something that I was going to say, and I can't remember if it was cat related or not. Or are we just relying on our cats to do the heavy lifting right now?
I mean, I wish they'd make us money for how much like I'm trying to, get them
Yeah.
to.
Have you ever been approached?
Social media is tapped.
Have you been approached by sponsors?
No.
No.
Ah,
We joked when we first made an account for Dennis, we wanted to get that Sminsta Gims to money. But we don't.
I'm just too lazy. Oh God. Sorry, my olive's leaking.
Oh.
I picked it up. It has garlic in it. It's stuffed, and I picked it up upside down, and all the juice came out. Anyways, I'm just too lazy to put in the amount of effort needed to actually. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Do anything with sponsors. So ultimately, it's a nice little she has they have their own Instagram page. They started it when we got Dennis. It's a nice little time capsule. Like when I get sad, I just go and scroll all the way back. And I can see baby pictures.
Yeah.
So it's cute. That's about it.
Yeah. It's like instead of just the hundreds of pictures that you have on a daily basis, it's all like the best ones, the greatest hits, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of stuff takes like a lot of effort. Like, I mean, the lack of effort that I put into my own social media presence, and then I have to do it for like another animal, like props to the people who do it well.
Mm-hmm.
I
just don't have the patience.
Yeah, I recently started following this one account. And it was like I am 30 AF or something, and it's a bunch of memes, and I kept seeing them, and I was like, am I just like why do I keep seeing them? Am I just only liking them, and so the algorithm is only giving me their content, or what? And then so I went to their page, and they were posting like 12 times an hour. I was like, oh no, it's because something was posted 20 minutes ago, and then 30 minutes ago, and then 42 minutes ago, and 48 minutes ago. And I was like, who has the time? Because that's all you would spend your time with.
I have a acquaintance who is another like music writer who made this video about how to like make a successful account of that sort. And for a band, like specifically for music, and apparently the idea, if you're a band, you're supposed to follow a bunch of hashtags, comment on posts that have those hashtags like a bunch of times a day, like 100 times a day. And somehow from that, you'll get more followers, whether they be humans or bots or something, which then makes your numbers look better. Then it makes you look more appealing to a record label, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't know. And then it's like, not even real numbers, and it just doesn't seem worth it. So then they make bots that do that for you, and then it's no.
Yeah.
Instead, we have our modest group of friends that like our cats, and I have music friends that like my podcast, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's all that really matters then. Yeah, I don't have time for that. You said something and it made me think of something, and I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this, and now I can't remember. I'm not doing well with the memory.
Should I just rattle off things I said recently, and maybe it'll trigger something?
I think it made me
That's fun
think
for
of
listeners.
I think I just thought of the cinnamon toast guy, cinnamon toast crunch guy, but
Is this the shrimp thing?
yeah, the shrimp. But I don't really want to talk about him because he like has abused past coworkers and partners and gaslit people. So like that's not really something that we really want to give a platform or awareness to. But
Gross.
yeah, not good stuff.
The Pringles guy's name is Julian.
The one on the container man.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, interesting. How did you find that out?
Several weeks ago, we were sitting on the couch and both poking our phones, and I decided I wanted to see if he had a name. And then I did. I looked it up, and that's my, like, I wouldn't say a fun fact, but perfect time to break it out.
I would say it's a fun fact.
Julian.
How do
Julius. Julian.
Oh, you don't even know.
It's either Julian
That's
or Julius. Now I'm
embarrassing.
questioning myself, and I don't want to look it up. So
Yeah, the
comment below.
the amount of things that I am so confident. I'm like, yeah, I totally know this. And then you're like, do I actually know this, or have I just convinced myself that I know this? Like it's
My
kinda
move is
like
confident for like a minute straight, and then I hit a wall, and then I'm like, wait, what did I say back there? What happened a minute ago?
it's kind of like your own Mandela effect. You're like, oh, how do I actually remember this?
I remember everything.
Which is it then?
I think it's Julian.
Okay.
I think that's, well, I should say I didn't look it up. So this is based on what he told me is Julian.
Right. I often
So if I'm wrong, it's because he's wrong.
I often will, in those kind of situations, I have the conversation in my head of, it's Julian, it's not Julius like you're going to think it is. But then I just remember having that conversation with myself, and I can't remember what is the fill in the blanks. I'm like, I remember I said it was one and it was not the other, but which one is it?
It's my life.
Yeah.
I'm always torn between two things that don't matter.
This is a important issue in today's society, I would say. What is the name of the Pringles man?
Fine. I will look it up.
Well, it also
Again, great podcasting.
how many other of these, what is it, mascots? How many of the other ones have names? And how do you come up with the backstory? Who came up with his name? Why did they decide on that name? What's his story? Tell me about him. What was his childhood like?
His name's Julius.
Julius. Is he?
And there's an article, The Real and True History of Julius Pringles, the Man on the Can. He has a vibrant past, and there's an article about it, but I don't want to read.
Yeah, thank you for not reading. But, I was even going to ask.
There you go.
Do we even know if it is a man, or are we just assuming it's a man, Gender is a construct. But
Yes.
you said the man behind the can, so I assume it is a man.
Yeah. The headline or the subject or whatever assumed gender on the can, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I went along with
They
it.
might have just done it because it, syllables and the rhyming and it flows nice. So
It does flow pretty nicely. Yeah.
gotta do it for those clicks or whatever. I don't know how articles work.
That clickbait.
Yeah.
Well, didn't everyone get all up in arms because they found out the Captain Crunch's name a couple years ago? Or am I just
Yeah.
Okay. So is this my own Mandela effect? Have I just decided that we all cared about that for a little bit?
I didn't. I assume he had a name, but I don't know it.
I don't remember his.
Yeah.
I think it might be Magellan or something
Magellan.
like that, like some explorer name. But sort of related, there's this Captain Crunch. When I was a child, there was a Captain Crunch PC game that you could get in. I don't remember if it was you had to collect X amount of box tops, you send them in, you get this game, or if it came in the cereal box. Either way, I had this game and I played it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to reference it all the time, and nobody except my siblings ever knows what I'm talking about because no one else in the world ever played the Captain Crunch PC game. But there is one, and you raise a little monster, and it's called a crunchling, and then you have to go fight something and save, and you feed it Captain Crunch. And anyways, you have to do all these games.
You've told me this before, and it never sticks to me. There's a monster involved?
Well, yeah, you raise a crunchling and it's
Of
first a little
course.
baby, kind of like a Tamagotchi. First it's a little baby and then it gets to like adolescence and then it's like an adult and you have to like do different games to like raise its skill and then when you're ready, you can go fight the like big monster at the end. I don't remember what that thing is called. And anyways, you're supposed to be saving something and you
Well,
have 3 options of cereal to feed it.
that's kind of a wild universe that crunchlings, I assume, are based on crunch berries. And so we are eating something that is a monster, in the cereal. But also the captain, like, isn't even a captain, right? Like, isn't his stripes, he indicates like a different level.
I can tell you.
Man, there's a lot of
Depends
holes
on
in
the
this
Navy.
universe.
Horatio Magellan Crunch.
I got part of it.
Horatio Magellan is an epic name for a cereal mascot.
Yeah. The picture that comes up when you look him up looks like Mr. Clean.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know who
Ooh,
that
there's a whole
is.
article of 23 names of fictional characters. I'll just send this to you later.
We'll include
Read the
this in
entire article.
when I post the video, I'll include it because the fans are clamoring to know.
Who do you want to know? Comment below. Am I doing this right?
I your guess is as good as mine. I guess like the whole kind of joke around, like kids growing up with YouTube and like this is a legitimate thing or to you. Like and subscribe is what you like. If you like and subscribe and just like to honestly and earnestly say that, no thanks. Like no.
So I know why you're laughing so hard. You're thinking of Charlotte, aren't you?
Oh,
So,
yeah, my niece.
yeah, she's a delight. She'll grab her mom's phone, record a video of the front-facing camera, and just be like, "Hey, it's me. That's my mommy. She's not good. Like and subscribe."
And it doesn't go anywhere except to us. Like my sister will send it to us.
Because you got to.
And it's just the funniest thing. She'll take these
She's
videos.
5?
Yeah, she's 5. She'll just take these videos. If you like my outfit, rate and subscribe. Like what on earth?
It's
Kids these days.
like obviously we are past that and that was not something that was a part of our growing up. And I mean, thank goodness, because I'm just embarrassed of things that I said 2 weeks ago on social media. And so to have stuff when I was 14 I have there's a video that my sister and I made and a couple friends of Spice Girls tryouts when I was 8 to 10 years old. It's not good. And so to have
It sounds
that
great
forever just makes me want to barf and collapse into myself at the same time.
And now you're gonna add it in the video right here. Did you clip it in?
It's on VHS and it is in my parents' house. Even if we still have it, I have no idea. But what I'm saying is no one will see this ever.
But what Spice Girl are you? That's the
good
real
question.
I don't think it was I want to be an existing one. I think it was we are trying out to be new ones. But you know what?
Oh.
Definitely
You have to
blocked
come
a
with a
lot of
gimmick.
it out. What was that?
You got to come with a gimmick though, because then you have to come up with your own character. What would be your character? I'd be
Look,
Baldy Spice.
We were not supposed to go this far into it. I'm already fighting the urge to vomit and continue to be on the screen. I'm very embarrassed about this. This is not something I'm proud of.
I mean, I played that too. So obviously I was always Ginger Spice though.
See, but that's already a spice. You'd have to kill and eat Jerry Halliwell, I think. Is that her name?
Yes, that's her name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, she's gonna retire eventually, I'll just be Ginger Spice 2.0.
I mean, they all look
They'll
amazing.
franchise the Spice Girls.
They look better than I do in their 40s, 50s. I don't know how old they are, admittedly.
Probably 50s at this point.
Okay.
Good for them.
I mean, I'm just saying they look great for whatever age they are. They look great. And I have not had the access to things that they have had. So I do not look as good as they do when they're older than me. It is kind of wild to think of like pop stars, like, because they were probably like 18 to 20 or I don't know, 24. I'm also like totally making this up, but to imagine them at the age that they were and then think of you at that age, like, wow, we live different lives.
I have a rule. It's weird to call it a rule. I have a rule that people are allowed to be younger than me. That's fine. They're allowed to be more successful than me. That's fine. But they're not allowed to be younger than me and more than successful than me.
Oh,
that's not okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
because it makes me feel bad.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I don't like, I really want to like talk shit, but I don't understand why Billie Eilish has a documentary. Because
Yeah, it seems soon.
Billie Eilish is only 18, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
18, 19? And I don't know. That seems too young to talk about the life's work of this artist. Maybe if Billie Eilish was 35, okay, because then Billie Eilish potentially would have had like a 15-year career. Like who Billie started as, 17, and who she was, is at 35 would probably be very different people. So that would be a very interesting progression. But yeah, sometimes I don't totally understand when someone's really young and they, have a documentary made or the life of.
So I've heard like musicians that I like follow because of my writing stuff love the documentary, and I like these are typically old men rockers who are like mad at people for using drum machines that are like, oh, that documentary is amazing.
Yeah.
And I was, how do you think that? But okay, I guess sure, let's give it a go.
I mean, I've heard it's good. I have not watched it myself. I've heard very good things about it, but and I don't want to argue the goodness of it, but I guess it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me for somebody, to be so young and them to talk about. But you know what? Maybe I'll watch it and I'll be totally wrong. I'll be like, wow, they should have made this sooner.
Pass the cheese, please, movie club. Next episode, comment below. Did you like it?
I've gotten really into watching bad movies like lately, because like a lot of things are just like too emotional, and like I can't handle my emotions being played with or toyed with right now, and so to watch a movie that you can laugh at how bad it is, like I've gotten really into that over the last couple of months. So if I was to do a movie club, it would not be good movies, it would be bad movies. But
Weird a cat.
with every other podcast out there. So, right.
We just finished the Shrek quadrilogy, and we went into 4th just thinking it was going to be a dumpster fire, and we watched it last night. Not bad, actually.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Did you know?
It's not like super funny, but it was a decent adventure.
There is a musical?
Yep, that's on the list. We're going through the Shreks for some reason.
That was
on you saw it? It's on Fletnix, I know. Did you see it?
It's a true delight. Mostly, I will say this, because at any point you can step out of it and say, somebody wrote this. Somebody decided, somebody's brain came up with this idea. And that truly makes it.
Maybe 3 years ago, the next town over where I grew up had a like local performance of it, and I was so tempted to go to the Woodland Opera House and see the local version of Shrek the musical. And I don't know, I think we went to a band show instead, but it was gonna be like on my birthday, and I was very tempted.
Yeah, she's here.
An angel.
Ellie, show your face. Oh, so close. She wants the cheese. I rearranged stuff.
Same.
Not too long ago, and so I used to have a really nice exit of if she jumped up here, I could just put my plate over there really easily, but with the new rearranging, that is less easy. But yeah, I don't know how I would feel if I had to sit there in person, I think that's a level of uncomfortable that sometimes I'm unwilling to do to myself, living my life is just uncomfortable. So, but yeah, true, pure enjoyment. And I've been kind of, I've been looking for something that gave me that same level of enjoyment since I watched it.
Well, that's a great recommendation. I'm looking forward to it.
Daniel, you'll have to let me know how Katie feels about it.
Will do.
Thank you. Well, is there anything, we're kind of at the end, is there anything that you want to bring awareness to or anything that you want to promote?
I've been bad about doing my podcasts, so they're out there. Blipcast and Far Beyond Metal. Our cat is great. HRH Dennis.
It's both of them. It's just her name, but it's both of them.
Geezer is awake behind us now.
She's taking a bath, so
Privacy, please.
good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're the ones that are showing her, so shame on you two.
I didn't realize.
I'm gonna report you to the community guidelines showing your child. Oh, I don't want to make that joke.
It's your video.
I also don't want to make a joke about
Fair.
abusing their children for gains of things. That's something that I don't. So, okay. So I recently recommended a show to the two of you, and I'm glad that you like it. And I will bring awareness to this, or I will promote it. It's called Taskmaster. You can find it on YouTube. And it's a British show. And it's what I've been calling goofums, because they're not pranks. Because I don't like prank shows. I don't like when people are mean or like cruel things happen or like, hey, I think you're great. Psych, you're terrible, and I'm gonna throw cheese in your face. Like, none of that is like fun or enjoyable for me. But this show I really love because it's just like weird tasks that are just funny, and like everyone is like kind of always in on it, kind of thing. No one is really, if anyone is made foolish, it's kind of on their own terms, and it's kind of, because of like the situation, it's not because somebody tricked them into doing it. Yeah, I don't like pranks. I don't think that families like should prank each other. I don't know. Pranks, get out of here. It's 2021. Let's put that in the past.
Is this episode going up on April 1st or?
No.
Oh, well, this is a PSA. Keep your April Fool's pranks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like prank someone by getting them a present. Woo, prank.
Prank. It's like nice prank.
Prank will be that they were expecting a prank and then they weren't pranked. Double prank.
Double prank. Yeah, that's the true prank of all. Is the one that you think is going to be mean, but it's actually nice.
I think that's what the Joker said in The Dark Knight. What? No?
No. I don't think that was his
Why so pranky?
But what's his the word I wanted to say was terminology, but that's not the right word. But ideology, that's what I wanted. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're rambling now. Is there anything else other than your animal stuff? Katie, is there anything that you would like to bring awareness to?
No.
It's okay to go. If you just think of something later, you can let me know and you can send it on over.
I'll put it in the comments below.
Yeah. It's just going to be the two of you fighting each other in the pranks. Or in the pranks. Oh my gosh. In the comments. Oh my
We're going to prank each other in the comments below.
No, we're not. No pranks. Pranks. You're in
Double pranks. Double pranks.
No more pranks.
Complimenting each other?
Maybe we're all losing it. Maybe this is time to end it.
Fair.
Well, thank you both for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I had a great time.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you for having me back and having us.
Of course. This worked out well. We'll see what happens in the future with stuff.
Ominous.
Okay, bye.
Bye.